Hello! Hello! Hey guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back once again to Solid Gold. For the past couple of weeks, you guys have been following along in this debacle that happened out in my fish room, and finally today I can say there is a pretty bright light at the end of this tunnel. They were on a treatment of Canaplex, metronidazole, Epsom salt, high heat, and also Hex Shield for a total of about 2 weeks. The point at which you really don't want to keep going any further with some of these medications because they can start to cause damage in their own ways. So I stopped the medication. They're active, their energy levels actually seem a lot better than what they have been. Their skin is clear, there's no excess slime coat on any of the fish right now. Fingers crossed. I'm trying to be pretty guarded in my optimism because there was a little bit of a relapse about halfway through the treatment, so I'm just trying to observe them as carefully as possible and make sure nothing like that's gonna happen again, but so far so good. They were being kept at high heat about 90 degrees during that treatment, and I'm backing it off slowly about 1 or 2 degrees per day. Some people were a little concerned that they thought goldfish were cold water fish and the heat would be really bad for them, but that's actually not the case. That's a really common misconception though. Goldfish are actually really tolerant of a wide range of temperatures from below freezing to upwards of 90 degrees. The only thing you have to be careful about when the temperature of the water is a little bit higher or very much higher is dissolved oxygen, because warmer water simply just doesn't hold as much oxygen as colder water does. So you just have to add increased aeration to the aquarium or pond, whatever it may be, to make sure that you're making up for that. The plan now will be turning my sights towards starting some of this work that I need to do in the fish room. Several months ago I made a video about how I wanted to upgrade the fish room and do certain things, but to do that I would have to move all the fish out of it, and I planned on putting them in my 600-gallon tub and moving them outside. So now, due to unfortunate circumstances, the fish room is cleared out and the fish are already in the 600-gallon tub. I'll probably continue to keep them in observation, so keep them inside for a little bit longer, but before too long here I'm going to drain the tank down really low and move it outside and fill it back up. I'll probably add a pressurized pond pump to that system and let that run. Of course, it's not going to be cycled because it'll be a brand new filter with brand new filter media, but my plan has been to set up an aquarium, probably will have to be inside here somewhere at this point, with a whole bunch of filters on it, and then do a fishless cycle. What happens when an aquarium is cycled, as we say, is the fish is excreting ammonia into its environment via the waste, and that waste is converted by nitrifying bacteria into first nitrite, and then different bacteria convert that into nitrate. Ammonia and nitrite are very toxic to your fish, even at levels as low as 0.25 ppm or parts per million, but nitrate on the other hand is much less toxic. Nitrates can build up pretty high, and in most aquariums they are then removed by large frequent water changes. So that's what we mean when we say an aquarium is cycled, and those beneficial bacteria, they actually don't live in the water, which is why you can do 100% water changes and maintain the cycle of your aquarium. As long as you don't throw away your filter media, you're still preserving the cycle of your aquarium even when you do large water changes. The preferred method of cycling a new aquarium is to do a fishless cycle. I never recommend doing a fish in cycle if you can at all avoid it, because it's really hard on the fish. A fishless cycle is pretty easy to do. All you need is an empty aquarium with filters on it and filter media in the filters, and then you add 100% pure ammonia to the aquarium and just let the bacteria do their thing. It usually takes a couple of months, but that is much faster than if you were to try to do a fish in cycle. And that's because in a fishless cycle you can let the ammonia and the nitrite build up to like 8 or higher ppm, whereas if the fish were in that tank, that would kill them instantly. And even if you are doing large frequent water changes to keep the ammonia level low enough to where it doesn't immediately kill the fish, but still high enough to where the beneficial bacteria can grow and multiply and cycle the tank, that's still putting prolonged stress on your fish, and it actually takes several months to finish a fish in cycle. So long. It's just not recommended. So my plan is to set up an empty aquarium inside somewhere where I can do a fishless cycle, and in the meantime my fish will be outside in their 600-gallon tub with a net covering the top to protect them from any predators, and a pressurized pond filter set up out there to keep the water circulating at least, and I'll just have to do large frequent water changes to keep the water quality under control with not a whole lot of fish in such a large volume of water. It should be fairly manageable for me until I can get some cycled filter media to add into the filter. And now I want to give you guys an update on the funding for this fish room rebuild project. I am super grateful to all of you guys who have donated, and I am adding your names to the donation page of my website, which will be linked in the description section below and also right up here, as my way of acknowledging and appreciating all of you guys who are helping to make this dream a reality. So far we have managed to raise $5,000, which is amazing, and after weeks of trying, I have finally found someone who has agreed to help me with this project, which is awesome. He is a handyman friend of mine, actually, who I probably should have thought of from the beginning, but I just didn't realize the scope of what he did. He does like remodels and building new homes and all of that, and I didn't realize he did all of that. So in speaking with him and also a couple other people I know who are familiar with these kinds of things, we've finally come up with an estimated goal of how much funds we need to raise to make this dream a reality. And that dollar amount is $25,000. That will allow us to get refinished floors, add insulation and sheetrock to the walls, really make it like an interior space that's insulated so the fish will be protected from temperature changes. We're going to insulate the roof better as well. We're going to add some windows to let in that natural light, get rid of the roll-up door because it's impossible to insulate, and instead add French doors that'll still open nice and wide. Also, and this is probably the most important thing, we're going to run a water line out there, get that building its own dedicated water heater and big utility sink so that this space will really be truly usable as a fish room instead of just being kind of a glorified shed, which is what it is now. Some of you guys probably know of Ted Judy. He is a really awesome guy in the fish keeping hobby, and he has his own aquarium channel as well, which is called Ted's Fish Room, which I'll link to in the description section below. I did an interview with him on my YouTube channel 2 years ago, and since then we've kind of stayed in touch here and there, and he heard about this debacle that happened with my fish room, and now he actually works for a company called Custom Aquariums. So he reached out to me and said, hey, you know, I heard about the problems that you're having, and we here at Custom Aquariums want to help you with that. And you know what? I think Ted could explain it a lot better than I ever could. So here's Ted.
The aquarium hobby is huge. Well, not really. The hobby we love may look really big when you've immersed yourself in it, but all that time that we spend on YouTube and Facebook, on blogs, on vlogs, on Instagram, and every other place that we get the content that we like to look at all day long, compared to what's out there, really isn't all that much. When put into the perspective of the entire internet and social media, the amount of information that we get about the aquarium hobby is like a really small stream flowing into the Amazon River. There is a YouTube channel with almost 1 million subscribers, and the only content they show is going shopping for shoes. Making content for the internet is easy. Making great content is hard. Making great content week after week is even harder. Creators on YouTube who make great programming that is also positive and informative are rare. How many are you subscribed to? 3? 6? 12? Can you find 20? I doubt it. Therefore, all those creators out there that are making really good content are very valuable to our community. Yes, our community. YouTube and social media is a community of people, real people, a community that you belong to. And the aquarium hobby part of that community is really small. So it is really important that we all support each other. Custom Aquariums is supporting Solid Gold Aquatics because we like Jenny's message, and we know that she is a real asset to our community of aquarium hobbyists. Custom Aquariums is dedicated to helping Jenny rebuild, and we're going to provide a lot of the aquariums and systems that she needs to make her fish room function properly and safely for the fish. But the building that those systems need to go into needs a lot of capital improvements, and that's where you come in. We can't do our part until you help Jenny do hers. If you're one of those people who thinks that having a successful YouTube channel like Solid Gold Aquatics makes a lot of money, you're a little misinformed. It is possible in some situations to make enough money to live on, but when tragedy strikes, like it did with Jenny, rebuilding from scratch can be a cost that is insurmountable. Jenny has started a fundraiser to help cover some of the costs of refurbishing the building so that it is safer and better for her animals. Please donate some money. The sooner we get Jenny back up and running, the sooner we can all benefit from her dedicated passion to this hobby. Custom Aquariums is going to go a step further to help you help Jenny. Make a donation to Solid Gold Aquatics for at least $100, and we will match your donation dollar for dollar in a discount to you on the purchase of a brand new custom aquarium from our company. If you donate $500 to Jenny, we will give you a $500 discount on a brand new custom aquarium. We will post the details on the Solid Gold Aquatics website and on the Custom Aquariums Facebook page. Please help Jenny reach her goal. Solid Gold Aquatics is too valuable to our aquarium hobby community to let slip away.
So when I was talking with Ted about him sending me a clip to insert into this video to explain what Custom Aquariums was going to do, I didn't realize he was going to be so say so many nice things about me and Solid Gold Aquatics as a channel. I'm really humbled by the support that the fish keeping community has for one another. It's such a positive community, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. Ted pretty much said it all, but Custom Aquariums is really going the extra mile in helping out with this fundraising effort and also with setting up my fish room with lots of really beautiful aquariums that I will be able to show you guys every step of the process in doing that, and it's gonna be amazing. Lots of really, really good ideas floating around right now. For those of you who aren't very familiar with Ted's fish room, I actually learned almost everything I know about setting up a fish room just from his YouTube channel. It's such an informative web series, and you guys really need to check it out if you're at all interested in fish rooms at all, which I'm guessing almost all of you are. And Ted and I are going to do a live stream on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time here on this channel, so definitely stay tuned for that. You guys will be able to ask us any questions you have about building a fish room. Ted has tons of knowledge about that. You'll be able to ask me what my plans are for this fish room, what kind of fish I want to put in there. I also want to update you guys on the calendar giveaways, and no, this does not mean I'm giving away calendars. It means the giveaways that I'm doing in conjunction with the calendar that I make every year. So every year I do a goldfish themed calendar with photographs that I took of my goldfish on every page for every month, and this year I did something extra special where anyone who buys the calendar also gets entered into a giveaway, and you'll win an original drawing done by me of the fish on the calendar page for that month. Oh, that is a long-winded explanation. I'm a little behind on this because of all the craziness that's been happening lately. So today's giveaway announcement is going to be for the month of April, which I know it's like the end of May right now. So yeah, I know I'm behind, but May's drawing is almost done as well. So I'll be doing that giveaway probably next week. So here's the lovely Miss Lincoln. She was featured on April's page in the calendar, and today I will be choosing the winner for this drawing. Let's pick the winner right now. The winner is Humberto Fuji from Japan. Ooh, Japan. This is our first international winner, so that's exciting. I promise you guys this wasn't planned, but this is like a perfect tie-in because Humberto actually lives in Japan, and I want to tell you guys a little update about my whole Japan trip experience that I had. So that was a truly once-in-a-lifetime experience that I am so grateful to have had, because it was an all-expenses paid trip to Japan for me to be able to go around and see some goldfish-related places and do some goldfish related things in Japan and have those experiences for the rest of my life. And I don't want to just hoard those all to myself like some kind of experience hoarder. Obviously I filmed the whole thing from the beginning to the end of the trip, and I'm going to be sharing that experience with you guys as well in a series of videos about my Japan trip. Because of the nature of the trip and the reason why I went there, I'm not allowed to talk about like specifics or what I did or show you guys the footage yet, but as of June 8th or so I will be able to share everything with you guys. So very, very soon, in the next 1 or 2 weeks, I will be doing a series of videos all about my Japan trip, so you guys will be able to see and experience with me all of the goldfish related things that I got to do while I was there. So definitely stay tuned for that, and I think that's actually all the updates that I have for you guys this week. Thank you so much to those of you who have donated, and if you want to help contribute to the fish room rebuild project, there will be a link down in the description section below. Also, of course, overlaid on the video here. There'll be a link also to Custom Aquariums if you want to find out more about what they are all about and what they do. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, as always, stay gold. And I'm hungry like a wolf. Do 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 do.